So I've learned my lesson. If I'm going to say anything about John Edwards in the future, I'll just wish he had been killed in a terrorist assassination.
The O'Reilly Factor is on tonight.
Miss Coulter will be here.
Now for the top story tonight, a conversation with perhaps the most controversial woman in the country, especially after her latest confrontation with John and Elizabeth Edwards. Ann Coulter, whose best-selling book, Godless, is out in paperback just in time for the beach. Scared of sharks? Carry that book. Ann joins us now. All right. A little humor here before we get... all right, we're going to get to the Edwards stuff in a minute.
Yes, like the Mexican-Americans working as U.S. Border Patrol guards, whom George Bush has prosecuted.
All right, Ann Coulter is coming back, and we're going to talk about her shootout with John and Elizabeth Edwards. Some very interesting stuff that you don't know about. Continuing now with Ann Coulter, a brand new Fox News Opinion Dynamics poll says John Edwards is favored by just 10% of Democratic voters. That is not good. So Edwards needs attention, and he needs money in order to jumpstart his campaign. Maybe that's why Elizabeth Edwards called a television program to confront Miss Coulter the other day.
The things that she has said over the years, not just about John, but about other candidates, lowers our political dialogue precisely at the time that we need to raise it. So I want to use the opportunity, which I don't get much because Ann and I don't hang out with the same people, to ask her politely to stop the personal attacks.
Okay, now, after that interview, and nobody knows this, we called Elizabeth Edwards, and we said, you know, we're real interested in this personal attack stuff because we have a problem with that on the left. Would you come on, either sit on a, on a set or on a phone? No. Now I'm saying to myself, wait a minute. You call into a program that no one watches, all right? And you have a point, right? No one watches.
That is
nobody sees this. I'm giving you a forum where 10 million people on radio and TV are going to see it, and you say no. Then I'm saying, maybe there's something else here, and I think they used you. I think the Edwardses, John and Elizabeth, used you to get attention to him. Because this morning, what's he doing this morning? You saw him.
Well, they're all over the networks, including Chris Matthews lying about what I said.
But it doesn't even... Look, we expect that kind of thing when you're involved. But what's John Edwards doing this morning? He's screaming about, they're giving me money.
I think he's taking orders from Elizabeth.
Might be. I think Elizabeth is smarter than he is. I don't think
I'm not sure this is such a brilliant fundraising ploy.
They have gotten a lot of money.
Not as much as I have off of his attacks on me. And I mean, as is evident even today, there are going to be a lot more Americans who like Ann Coulter than hate Ann Coulter. Good luck with your fundraising,
all right.
John.
So you don't think that you were taken here? You don't think that they set you up on this show?
Well, I don't know what you mean set up. I don't think there's any.
Well,
any
I mean, they said,
way.
look, we got Coulter on this show.
Oh, yeah, they called her in advance.
Right, they called in advance. We're going to do this because we're getting a little... Look, it's just like me and Stuart Smalley. Franken, that idiot. I played right into his hands when he had his book out. You know, they want to get in a fight with you.
If I could just say, I sort of object to your description of this as if I lost a fight. I don't think they would have done it to anyone else. I don't think they would have called in.
Were you surprised that she called in?
On your pal, if Al Franken were on, they wouldn't have had the wife of someone he had made a nasty joke about call in. But still, I'm more of a man than any liberal is, so, you know, I don't care.
But did they tell you she was going to call in?
As I was walking to sit down right before, she might call in.
All right, so they gave you a little bit of a heads up.
I think that isn't so bad. What was a little weird was how she was allowed to talk uninterrupted for 45 minutes, browbeating me.
Oh,
I felt like I was in kindergarten. Oh, no. Every time I thought it was my turn to respond, I get interrupted. No. Elizabeth Edwards is still talking.
All right. Now, I want to play the clip in total, not the little clip.
Not the deceptive one you played at the beginning.
No, that was a tease. This is the real... This is the thing that I guess Elizabeth Edwards was objecting to, roll tape.
I wouldn't insult gays by comparing them to John Edwards. That would be mean. But about the same time, you know, Bill Maher was not joking and saying he wished Dick Cheney had been killed in a terrorist attack. So I've learned my lesson. If I'm going to say anything about John Edwards in the future, I'll just wish he had been killed in a terrorist assassination plot.
All right, so that was a wise guy remark. And people did take it out of context, but it's still, and you know this, provocative to the nth degree.
No, it isn't at all.
That's not a provocative remark, Ms.
Okay,
Coulter?
no, but just before I answer that question, can we think of any other American who has to constantly explain this word, that word, what does this joke mean? This is getting to be my entire book tour, having scolds tell me that, oh, that's not funny, and I wouldn't have used that word. That isn't saying that anyone should be killed. It is making a comment about what Bill Maher said, and I am confident your viewers understand that. No one complained about what Bill Maher said. Thus, it's a syllogism.
I complained about it.
Okay, the mainstream media did.
No, I didn't really complain.
I feel like I'm back in kindergarten explaining to talk show hosts, this is a syllogism.
But
what it means is no one complained.
Yeah, they want to get you. But Maher didn't...
Well, okay, then don't tell me I shouldn't have said it. That's like saying, I can't say yes then, because then they'll twist it and say, we were asking if you were a child molester. No, you were asking if I was a Republican.
Okay.
You can't say anything.
But you know that's provocative. But you're a friend of Maher's.
It is not provocative. It's a great point.
You're a friend of Maher's, right?
I haven't seen him for a while, but yes.
Okay. But he didn't want Dick Cheney to die. In his remark, he basically said other people would be alive if Dick Cheney died. Another very provocative
The world
remark.
would be a better place.
Right. But he didn't say, I want Dick Cheney to die, just as you didn't say, I want John Edwards to be killed by terrorists.
No. Okay. We'll go back to my lesson on syllogisms. That is not a parallel. That is not a parallel at all. I wasn't saying it. I was saying the mainstream media says this is okay, and therefore, apparently it's okay to say things like that.
Are you telling me the mainstream media is liberal? Are you telling me that? Is that what you're telling me
I'm saying I can't take explaining the English language to talk show hosts anymore.
But it gets you a massive amount of publicity.
I am the illegal alien of commentary. I will do the jokes that no one else will do.
Okay, but you could be deported for that, and we have guys outside that, you know, boom. But come on, this gets you good publicity for your book.
No, it doesn't. I have sold 5 best-selling books. Being described...
Why do you think you have done that? Because people know who you are, they know you're provocative.
I set out one day and thought, I know, I'll tick off all of the publishing industry, I'll get the entire mainstream media hate me, I'll get academia to hate me, and then I'll start writing books. I'll be rich by noon. It's not a very good plan, Bill.
Listen, of course it is. Everyone knows your name, and a lot of people like your brassy style.
They know my name because they read my books.
No, they know your name because you go and you say the F word, and then you say the name John Edwards. That's why they know your name. Come on.
Just for the viewers, I do not say the F word. I referred to the Isaiah Washington incident, which was also described all over Fox News, which was he went into rehab for using the word faggot, not the F word.
All right.
That is as bad as Chris Matthews. You Irishmen.
Oh, jeez. All right, Ann Coulter, everybody. You make up your own mind. We report. You decide. That's our slogan. And there she is. Thanks for coming in. We appreciate it. All right.